Subscribe and leave a like in the next 4.20 seconds, and hopefully the Bedwars developers won't make the Elder Tree kit free ever again. There's too many of them. What is up, guys? Today we're going to be doing a Roblox Bedwars kit tier list. This is going to be for the Spirit Catcher update. A little disclaimer though, some of the Battle Pass kits I've actually not played yet, so I'm going to try and give my best honest opinion on them. I've played against them and I watched a bunch of videos, so I'm pretty sure I have a good understanding of how the kit works and how good they are compared to all the other kits. This is going to be an overall look at all the kits, so if you want to see me do specific tier list for the specific game modes, let me know in the comments, but this is just going to be the kits in general. Alright, let's get right into it. I try to order it from the oldest kits to the newest. I'm pretty sure I got it somewhat correct. So let's start with the Barbarian Kit. Barbarian Kit, to me, it's just a good kit, right? Some people think it's pretty good, some people think it's okay, but to me it's just good, you know. The Rage Blade is extremely OP. It does so much damage, but you have to be a smart enough player in order to get to the Rage Blade and not constantly die over and over again. Next up, we have the Farmer Kit. Honestly, I think the kit's just okay. Most games that you play, you don't really get that late into the game where a whole lot of melon farms is getting you that emerald sword, emerald armor. Some squad mode games will get you that far, and that's when the kit is pretty good, but in the general sense, most games don't last more than 10 minutes. So that's where kind of the farmer kit is lacking in the sense, just because it takes kind of long for you to get a huge amount of emeralds, and you're drastically more OP than the other teams. Right, next we have the builder kit. Now, a little personal bias, I honestly love the builder kit. Fortifying those wool blocks in the beginning of the game just to give yourself a little more time to defend your bed, I think is pretty important to me. But in a general sense, it's just good. It's not like that important later in the game. I think it's a more of an early game kit. You can kind of feel a little bit more comfortable leaving your base because you have the fortified wool, but later in the game there's TNT, there's fireball, there's so many ways to destroy your bed. It's just not worth it fortifying it even more. So that's why it's just a good kit at this point. Next we have the Archer Kit. Archer Kit's pretty good. The only thing holding it back from God tier is that the crossbow is it's pretty expensive. 10 emeralds a lot. When you first get that 10 emerald, you have to decide whether you get the diamond armor first or the crossbow. If you feel like you're just the best player in the world, you kind of get the crossbow every time instead of the diamond armor. But some people who use the kit aren't that good at using the bow, so they get like dumpstered on just because they use the emerald on the bow instead of the armor. Up next we have the Baker Kit. Baker Kit is kind of like one of those kits where you don't really see a lot of people using it, so it's kind of hard to rate just because it's more of a supportive kit and people don't like playing supportive kits. They like going barbarian, rushing the enemy team, right, being the hero. My honest opinion, Baker is an okay kit. The speed pie isn't that good. I mean, it's only 2 emerald, but a lot of people rather get balloons and ender pearl with that, but just not a lot of people use the kit. It's okay just because it's a supportive class. Not a lot of people like it, I guess. Now, the Infernal Shielder. This is going to be our very first dumpster fire kit. Like the Baker, it's more of a supportive kit, and people don't like playing supportive kits. And I don't know, the shield is not good enough. They need to buff the kit in order for it to not be a dumpster fire. I can't say enough about this kit. It's so bad. I think it's absolutely useless. Maybe if they make it so that you're not so slow while you're using the shield, maybe it'll be a better kit, but it's also just not fun to play it, you know? Yeah, it's not good. Now, my ranking for Elder Tree might cause some controversy here, but to me, I think the Elder Tree is I think it's only pretty good, right? Some people overhype it and say it's overpowered, say it's a god tier, but I don't think it is. So this week we have Elder Tree as a free kit, so you almost have every single person in the game as an Elder Tree. And if you're also not an Elder Tree against a game full of Elder Trees, that's what's gonna make it feel like the kit's overpowered, just because you're running around the map with people 5 times more your health, and then you just have armor. But in a 1v1 scenario, you against only like 1 or 2 Elder Trees, it's honestly not that bad. As long as you have good armor, like a diamond armor with a diamond sword, and you're going up against like an Elder Tree, I'm pretty sure you win that fight, just because the armor's damage reduction is better than the Elder Tree's health, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I rather take damage reduction than more health. Okay, next up on the list, we have Melody. Now, I don't want people to think I have a bias against support class kits, so I'm gonna put him at good. No, I'm just kidding. I think the kit actually is good. The guitar isn't that expensive, and the heal that comes from it is pretty decent, especially if you're in a squad mode game where you're healing all 3 of your teammates. The problem that's stopping it from becoming more than just good is that you kind of rely on having to have good teammates with you, and in some scenarios it's a lot better to just fight with your team instead of just heal them. And because of these like mixed scenarios, it stops it from becoming more than just good. All right, now the Crim Reaper Kit. If you thought Elder Tree was controversial, you're about to get hit with another one, guys, because in my honest opinion, I only think it's pretty good. I don't think it's god tier, and let me explain myself. So in the beginning, when the kit first came out, you were able to destroy blocks while you consumed souls, and at that point it was god tier. Still a little overrated, kind of like the Elder Tree kit, but for now, Grim Reaper, I mean, the heal's really good, so we're just gonna slot it in at pretty good at this point. If he gets a buff, he could get up higher. Now, Pirate Davey, he's gonna be a dumpster fire kit as well. I don't see any use for him. I mean, the cheaper, you can shoot 2 TNT in 1 cannon, and that does cost less iron, but I just like the fireball way more than that TNT cannon. Lassie's also gonna be a dumpster fire kit. I don't see any point to the lasso. I mean, maybe if you're chasing someone down, you can lasso them in, but that's kind of more of an early game thing, because if you're chasing someone down later in the game, they're kind of just gonna, you know, pop up some balloons and fly away. If the lasso had a really big range and a big hitbox, I think the kit would actually be like in the good tier. It would skip okay and go to good tier if she had like a bigger hitbox. It was easier to hit the lasso and she could throw it a lot farther. But right now, I don't see any point in being Lassie. All right, next up, I know Jade's here, but I forgot that the Vulcan and Wizard both aren't in the Battle Pass, and I'm gonna do the Battle Pass kits last. So we'll start with Vulcan, and Vulcan's gonna be my first god tier kit. The turret is so good at defending your base in the beginning. You rush mid, you just need 1 emerald. You just need 1 emerald. The emerald spawner closest to your base is all you need to get that 1 turret. You plop it right onto your base, and anybody trying to bridge to your base just gets shot off if you're good at the game. The damage, it doesn't matter. What's the most annoying thing is the knockback. If they wanted to like nerf it somehow, I think you just make the turret cost 2 emerald instead of 1. That's a pretty good nerf in my opinion. He would still be god tier. Like, it would just make him a little harder to get the turret. The fact that it's only 1 emerald and you can just get to your closest spawner and just grab that 1 emerald, that's pretty good. But if you have to go to a second one, you kind of risk getting caught by another team in most maps, and that kind of brings him down a level, brings him down a bit, but he's still god tier. It's still a really good kit. And that then brings us to the Wizard kit. This is another supportive kit, right? He's not really there to carry the game for you. It's so hard to rate him just because he's really a huge situational kit, and it depends on so much. But we're gonna put him at the dumpster fire. I'm so sorry, Wizard. The staff, it's expensive. It costs emerald, cooldown between the staff's attacks are long, and it's kind of difficult to land those abilities. It's not that good. Not a lot of people play it, and when not a lot of people play it, it kind of shows, you know, it's a dumpster fire kit just because not a lot of people play it. Now we'll get into the battle pass kits, and with that being said, Jade is gonna be a god tier kit. And I don't know if it's just me in my opinion, but mobility to me is, I like, in every game I play, I love being able to have mobility, being able to just jump around and dodge attacks, run away from people. I find that so important. This kit is so good. I played against it once and I just could not chase them down. You think balloons are annoying? Try chasing down a Jade with her hammer. They can just hop around the map if the person playing knows how to cancel that animation at the end so that they don't slam on the ground. I'm pretty sure it's not that hard. You can just keep running around away from people. Next up on the battle pass kits, we'll do Pyro. I think Pyro is just an okay kit for now. I haven't really played up against him, so this is kind of just based on watching videos on him. You hit them with the it's kind of complicated. You burn them with your flamethrower and they take more damage, and then you have to kill them to get ember, and then the ember upgrades your flamethrower, and you also move slow while using the flamethrower. So if you're trying to run someone down and hit them with it, that's honestly not gonna happen just because of how slow you move. I know the flamethrower doesn't even do that much damage. It's kind of just, the flamethrower is mainly to get them brittle so that they take 150% more damage. Not a lot of people use it, and if you do use it, that means you're already battle pass level 50, and not a lot of people are battle pass level 50. Next up we have Raven. Raven is similar to Vulcan in some ways, but it's not as good as a Vulcan. Vulcan is better at a defense than Raven, but Raven can scout out and get more information just because you can fly the Ravens around. With all that being said, we're gonna only put it at good for now, and here's why. It's good at spying at things, it's good at dealing some damage. The Ravens are good, but the Ravens do cost 1 emerald. If you want to be able to use a lot of them constantly, that's gonna be pretty expensive. You would need tier 3 generation, and because you need this tier 3 gen or like a good emerald source, it's more of a late game kit. And like I said, for the builder, late game kits aren't that good in a overall sense. I mean, 16v16 or 30v30, those games last a lot longer and they drop a lot of emerald and spawn. So in that sense, Raven's honestly going to be a pretty good kit in that tier list. In squads, duos, and solos, it's just good just because the games don't last that long. Now, taking the complete 180, we have the warrior kit, who actually makes armor cheaper. And in my opinion, if you're picking warrior, you're thinking it's going to be a faster game. Warrior kit has that special warrior armor that only costs 10 emerald and is slightly better than diamond armor. Diamond armor is at a 70% damage reduction, warrior armor is at 75, and emerald armor is at 85. The only thing about this kit is that it does focus a lot on having armor, and it's a more defense tanky kit, which makes it so that warrior is just going to be a good kit. Alright, next we have the bounty hunter, one of the newer kits that came out. I've been watching a lot of bounty hunter. I've played with the bounty hunter, and he's honestly just good to me. Some people rate him a lot higher than good. Thinking about the maps, some maps are really big. If you get a bounty on someone that's like across the map, you honestly have to go all the way over there to get him. That just doesn't seem good to me. And I know the rewards for the bounty is pretty good. I mean, it is worth your time, but if you run across the map and you're able to succeed in getting your bounty and then on your way back die, it kind of negates what you did. So there's just a lot of situational things that could make or break the match that you're playing. So because of that, I don't want to put it more than just good, if that makes sense. Now the Beekeeper is pretty similar to the Farmer, where they both are used in farming for emeralds, but they're kind of drastically different. For the Farmer, you need emeralds in order to start your emerald farm, but for the Beekeeper, all you need to do is catch bees, making so that you don't have to spend emerald in order to farm up emerald. On top of that, the beehive produces diamonds as well as emeralds, unlike the Farmer, where you would have to buy 2 separate plants in order to get either diamonds or emeralds. With all that being said, I think the Beekeeper is just a good kit. Bees are fairly common to catch, so you can kind of get your beehive going a lot quicker than a Farmer. But like how I've been saying this whole video, late game kits aren't really that good compared to the early game ones, because most regular games don't last that long, especially in duo and squad mode, which I think most people play duo and squad mode. Now the finale, the Spirit Catcher, the kit that just came out. Where does this land? This is gonna be the final god tier kit. I've watched a lot of videos on this kit. This kit is amazing. I love this kit. I'm gonna play more of Bedwars just so I can get this kit. If you don't have the battle pass right now, I know it's free, but if you don't buy the battle pass right now so that you can get more XP, you need to do it right now, because this kit is so good in my opinion. When it first came out and I was just reading on it, I thought it was more of an early game kit, but the fact that the spirits only cost iron makes it just god tier, because late in the game where you have so much iron you don't know what to do with it, you buy so many spirits and you just spam throw the spirits at people and they can't really do anything about it, right? Because the spirits explode, knocking back people, doing damage, and you're just constantly throwing at them. You're kiting them around, throwing spirits, and it's just unfair. I've watched this one video from Rainway. If you know who Rainway is, he's a Bedwars YouTuber. His spirit catcher video was hilarious. He had 20 spirit catchers in his inventory, and for the final person in his match, he just constantly threw them at him and just absolutely destroyed the guy. Didn't even touch him. He only threw spirits. It was insane. This kit's god tier. I'm gonna farm so much XP just so I can get this kit. This is gonna be my main kit. I love it so much. Alright everybody, that's my final tier list for the Roblox Bedwars kits. That was difficult to say. I don't know why I made it that difficult to say. If you agree, disagree, let me know in the comments. If you want to see specific tier lists for specific modes, because this whole tier list will change if I only focus on squad mode, or if I only focus on 30v30. So if you want to see me do a specific tier list for duos, squads, whatever, let me know. Don't forget to leave a like in the video and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.